Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Money Script Monday. My name is Dan Tatuli and today we're going to be talking about the 3 best times to ask for a referral. So before we get into that, I really just want to take a step back and show you the importance and the impact that referrals can have on your business. So we have what's called a mastermind meeting. We hold this meeting twice a year. And top advisors from around the country, they all fly into San Diego here, and we just strategize on, just what are the tactics that are working today? What are some of the sales strategies, the marketing techniques that they're using? What's working, what's not working, and what they would like to see out of us as a Life Pro partner here of what we can do to help better their business. And one of the questions that we asked them was, where's their revenue coming from? Is it all new clients, existing business? Where is it coming from? And we saw a common theme around all the advisors around in the room where it's really broken into a perfect thirds. So 1/3 of top advisors' business comes from new clients. New clients or seminars are a big way to get in front of the most amount of people in the least amount of time. That's where top advisors are getting in front of new clients. 1/3 of their business comes from existing clients. So these are people they've already signed policies with. Maybe they're signing more policies with or changing it. And 1/3 comes from referrals. So when we're talking over the next few minutes in this episode, referrals, we're talking about 1/3 of your business today. So that's the importance of it. So let's go into really when you're thinking about referrals, there's 2 questions to be asking yourself. When are my clients most excited about the product or service? And then question number 2 is how can I encourage them to share this information with their friends and family? So first, let's get into question number 1. When are they most excited? There's really 3 best times to be asking for a referral. Number 1, immediately after learning about the product or service. So for example, let's just use Index Universal Life. This would be when they're first finding out about IUL. This could be done via seminar. Maybe after they sat through the hour-long seminar, they walk up to you and they're super excited. You've probably even experienced that where, gosh, I never heard about IUL used like this before. And on the 401ks and IRAs, and this is just a better vehicle and it makes sense. That's where they're most excited. That's the time to capitalize and ask them for a referral. That and also think about one-on-one appointments of when they're discovering IUL, that's the best time to ask for a referral. Number 2, immediately after receiving the product or service. So again, this would be when they're actually signing the policy. So when they put ink to paper and they're actually excited about receiving Index Universal Life. So a great point here would be during that appointment of this is when it's most on top of their mind. They've got lives to live, they've got kids of their own, they've got soccer practice where we would love day in and day out for them to, think about life insurance and annuities as much as we do over here and you do too. But really capitalize on that moment when, you're typically summarizing the benefits for them and they're signing that policy. That's when they're most excited about the possibility and the opportunity that IUL can give for them. Number 3, immediately after receiving the promised benefit. So what's the promised benefit? Typically for Index Universal Life, we talk about the tax-free retirement income that they can generate from it. So we're not talking about waiting 20 years to ask for a referral, but what we're saying here is maybe during the annual review appointment. So I know those carrier illustrations, they don't really show you easily of how much money you're putting in and got out and the index or the interest that was earned throughout the year. What we do is we create a proprietary annual review report. If you haven't seen it, ask your FSR about it, but we can show you this that easily shows clients, this is how much money you put in. This is how much cash value you have. This is the amount of interest that you earn throughout the year. And in most cases, people are super excited because they learned the information, they signed it, but this is actually their money at work for them. They're super excited about it. This is where we see the most amount of new activity generated through existing clients and the referrals. So that's a great time to ask for a referral. Lastly, let's talk about the second question. How can you encourage them to share? So now they're super excited in those 3 times. How do we encourage this? There's a few different ways I'm going to share with you, and you could feel free to take any one of these. You might also have some ideas of your own. So today I just wanted to briefly go over just a few. Number 1, ask. Ask, right? It's Probably the simplest yet hardest thing to do is simply ask for the referral. So maybe during that one-on-one appointment when they're learning about it, say, do you happen to have any friends or family that would benefit from the information that I just shared with you here? Gosh, I've got a sister, 2 years older. She's got 2 kids, perfect situation, much like me. I think she would love to talk to you about it. So ask. It's a simple question. I know it's hard, but just ask in that moment. Pre-written letter or email. So a lot of people, when you throw that burden on them, that responsibility for them to, really craft a message for their friends and family, maybe write up a letter for them. During that annual review appointment, maybe write up the experience that you had with them that year and write a letter and just show it to them and say, hey, I'd love to actually mail this out on your behalf. Do you mind reading it over? Feel free to change it, but can I have a few names with their mailing address and I'll mail this on your behalf? Again, take that responsibility and that amount of time, that burden off of them. Just try to make it easy for them. Next is social media. So even with seminars, they're going to be Googling, what is IUL? They're going to be Googling you too. They're going to be searching, who is this person that's trying to sell me this stuff? So make sure you have a Yelp account or Facebook or anything like that. Make sure that you have a process for it. Send them the link. Say, hey, do you mind writing up a testimonial and sharing this information with your friends and family? Next is video. So maybe they can't necessarily think of anybody offhand. So just capture a video. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays. Record just a few minutes in length, and it's actually your clients, their own words. You could use it for your website, send it out in an email. Email copy. So this is kind of the same thing as the pre-written letter, but maybe give them like 3 choices, all with different experiences, different words, a different approach, and just try to make it as easy as possible for them. Have them click, yeah, I like option B. You can send that out. I don't mind you sharing my information, and send that testimonial out. And then lastly, this is just a quick idea, LinkedIn connections. So if they can't think of anybody offhand, when you're going into that appointment, if you know of any high net worth individuals in your area, search for them and see on LinkedIn if they actually connect with your client. So in that annual review appointment, you could say, hey, I noticed you're friends with Mayor Bob. You're connected to him. I was on LinkedIn. Do you mind introducing me to him about the information that you just learned here? Do you mind? I'd love to talk to him and share with him what you learned here today. So again, throw the names at them too. You can do that with LinkedIn. It's just a simple search there of looking for some high net worth individuals around the area and see if you guys are connected. So that wraps it up for this episode of Money Script Monday. What I want you to take away is that referrals are an integral part of your business, very important, and make sure that you're capitalizing on those 3 events and activities where they're most excited. And really, no matter what you choose here, just make sure you have a process for capturing their excitement and their interest and asking for those referrals. So that wraps it up for today. Take care.